Welcome back everybody to another video. Today we're here with this 2003 Toyota Tundra and we're gonna do upper control arms on both sides. It should be pretty easy, but let me take you through step by step. So if you could, like, share, subscribe, help me out with this algorithm. It's much appreciated, and let's get into it. Step 1, jack up the truck, take the front two wheels off. Upper front driver's side control arm is a GS 86128. Passenger front upper is GS 86129. And even the part has a right on it, so hopefully you don't mess this up. We have to remove a decent amount of stuff to get this top control arm. So we have a cotter pin here for the top ball joint. We have a nut on this side, a bolt on this side, and that just goes straight through that bar. Then we have these ABS sensor deals. So we're gonna have to take off this one to get us enough slack. Use a 10mm socket to remove this bolt that holds on this line here. Whatever style cotter pin you have, go ahead and pull that out. The upper ball joint is a 19mm. If you're going to be reusing it, make sure that you don't damage it. Maybe you need to get a ball joint removal tool or one of them ball joint forks to go under here and pop it loose. The brake caliper line is too short to not have this thing held on to the strut here. So I use 4 bigger zip ties to make sure it doesn't move. So because I got this to break loose, the other side I'm having to use a torch and all kinds of stuff to break it loose. But this one's already broke loose. So simple as that. But now I can play with the control arm, and this, you know, we'll keep everything over here nice and loose so I don't break a brake line or anything like that. This nut on this side is a 19mm. The bolt that goes all the way through is also a 19mm, so you're going to need 2 of them. We need to get this little plastic panel out of the way so we can get this bolt pulled out. Use a panel popper like so. Slide it up under there. Pop it. Hopefully you don't totally break it. If you do, it is what it is. These plastic things do not last that long. And we have one here, and one more there, and then this piece will come off. These lines are in the way of getting this bolt out. So there's a 10mm bolt nut, 10mm nut over here. Take that out, and then you can push this over so you can get this bolt out. I took the nut and washer off, just set them off to the side. Now we slide this guy all the way through here. And slide that thing out of the way. We're just going to set it down there for now. We can pull this control arm out of the way without damaging those lines. Take this thing, throw it in the garbage. No. In the garbage. In the garbage. Partially slide the new control arm in. Get this bolt started in the new control arm. Okay. Now you're gonna get this guy lined up. And I get to the chopper. Get in. So it won't go in unless both sides are perfectly lined up with the hole. I thought maybe I could just have it partially or whatever, but no, it didn't want to work that way. So is what it is. Put the washer on like that, and then drop the bolt and start over. But anyways, get the bolt and the nut started, get it hand tight, get the ball joint slid in by hand, and the ball joint we're going to go ahead and torque down right away, make sure that guy's tight. And then the next step is putting this 10 millimeter, slide that over, put that 10 millimeter back in. Obviously don't go crazy tightening this thing, you will break it, strip it, whatever. It's just holding on this line. It's not that big of a deal, okay? So just make it tight. The one that I had a hard time getting apart is now giving me a hard time putting it together. So I have a pry bar here to the spring. I'm going to put a pry bar on top to the spring, squish these two guys together, and then have my wife tighten down this nut. Torque this thing down pretty tight. Once it feels tight, make sure the castle nut lines up with the hole. If it doesn't, like there's holes on multiple sides, so just make sure it's tight, and then you have an area to slide a cotter pin through. Use a brand new cotter pin, then bend it over this way and it'll lock it in. Now that everything is like sort of hand tight, we're going to want to do this exact same steps to the other side of the vehicle. Don't torque it yet. Don't torque it till I tell you to torque it. Truck is on the floor. Now we're going to go in with two 19 millimeters, torque down this top bolt.